We had a handful, and when I say handful, I mean 3, return on
Still a
Monday.
handful.
So I wanted to make sure that we discuss that. So first, I want to talk about the return of Rick Boogs.
I was so fucking excited to see Rick Boogs.
I feel like he is such a random dude that's so over.
Because his name.
No, I know, but also I think people are bummed that he's on Raw too, because now we don't get to
they're
see
bummed.
McAfee with Shinsuke. Like,
I know.
but
That
I
was
feel like that's
incredible.
basically the reason why he's so over is because he was playing guitar and people just loved that whole dynamic, and I did too. So I am interested to see what they're going to do with him because we didn't only see him get this like grand return. We then had a backstage segment. What?
What if we got
Why don't you
Rick
ever just
Boogs?
let me finish before
I'm
you start
sorry, but
reacting?
I'm listening, but then you react, and I'm letting you
Yeah,
finish.
because you're sitting there like,
Because I think of these brain blast things that are incredible. So finish.
I feel
your
like you need
point.
like a note, like a handy dandy notebook. So when you think of something, you just write it down.
You mean this thing right here?
Sure, the thing that you don't use.
I use some. I'm gonna use it more.
Anyway, I felt like his return was it seemed very indicative of how Triple H feels about him because he got his own like grand return. You know, Adam Pearce came out and was like, Rick Boogs. And then he was in the backstage segment with the Street Profits and Elias. So I was like, okay, they're really all in on this guy. And it's kind of interesting because he's also a comedic character, but he's good in the ring. So I'm very curious to see what direction they go in with him. Do you have anything to add to Rick Boogs before I move on?
I do. I have
Okay.
something to add going off of your
Yes.
point of the direction that you
Okay.
could put them in. And that was my brain blast.
Yes.
What if you got Rick Boogs and Elias?
Dude, I would be so into
And
it.
they just play guitar before
Oh my God.
every match.
But I want them to be a heel. That's the problem. I want heel Elias.
So you just boo Boogs. And
No, but
then
it's
when they boo him, he's gonna be thinking you make it so that you think that, or he thinks that they're chanting his name. So then he gets like, they're chanting my name everywhere, and he's playing guitar, and they're just saying boo, and like, see, they love it. Like,
I don't know. I just miss
pretty
heel
fucking
Elias,
funny.
but
All right,
I feel like maybe that could be a way to get Elias more over. You know, that I mean
call
that
them the
would be
Guitar
fun.
Heroes.
So then we also got Chelsea Green, aka Karen. It looks like they're definitely going with her Karen gimmick. She's already selling it on her Twitter, saying, "My name is not Karen, my name is Chelsea." You know, she mentioned that her accommodations were unacceptable and she needed a private dressing room and she needed some Swiss chocolates. So definitely going with the Karen thing, which I think that she could do well. I think my one hesitation with it is I feel there are limitations to it. Because obviously generally Karens are 40 plus years old and not usually, you know, freshly 30 or whatever she is. She's in her early 30s.
Freshly 30. I like that adverb.
Oh, okay. And so I'm just, yeah, you know, I feel like it's also something that you can overdo pretty easily.
Absolutely.
And so I would just, you know, be cautious of that if I were her because, you know, people can get behind it and think it's funny, but if you overdo it, it'll, you know, burn very quickly.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, I thought it was a funny introduction to her back on Raw.
Oh yeah. No, it was a good way to tease her because the show just had so much going on that you know, really couldn't put her in a match and have her go over with a jobber, to say the least.
Yeah.
You get her with a backstage segment. That's a good way to, slide her in there. And she's good on the mic. You know, that's where she can build her character and, you know, really build a little bit of brand to get to a point where then she gets in the ring and has like established feuds. And it opens the door for Matt, Zach, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
So I'm for it. I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it. You know, I thought it was a good piece to the show that transitioned well into the next segment. I don't know.
I would love to see Cardona, Ryder, whatever, return. I love the man woman partnerships in wrestling. I just love it so much. I mean, even when it's just a woman who's like a valet, like it just reminds me of when I fell in love with Trish and she was a valet for or manager for TNA. So
TNA.
yeah.
Dun,
So
dun, 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 dun,
oh my god, I
dun,
loved her so
dun, dun,
much.
dun,
She was so beautiful.
dun, dun,
And
dun,
then we
dun,
also
dun.
have Carmella who returned, and she returned with her former gimmick of the moonwalking, trash talking Queen of Staten Island.
I love it.
I
I
am very
love that.
excited.
Go
I am
back to
very
your roots, girl. Go
yeah, no,
back to your roots.
and that's the thing. It's another situation that I find very similar to Alexa Bliss, where they tried to change her and nothing really worked. She kind of got mixed up in everybody else. You kind of forgot about her. And it's not because she's not good, it's because she just didn't have anything solid to go off of. And I felt like that's what Carmella was doing. Cause then having a gimmick where you just think that you're just too beautiful, it almost never works.
Yeah,
It
it's
just, or
yeah.
it doesn't work for a long time. And as different as it was with her wearing that weird fabric type of mask because she couldn't be hit in the face, it's like, okay, but it just gets old after a while. So I like that she's returning to that. I think that was peak Carmella. And I
Oh,
really hope we get
absolutely.
her old music too. Can we be like FABULOUS?
BBULOUS.
Yes.
Yes.
I want that. I hope that we get that back.
That
Cause
would
I'm
be awesome.
fabulous. Yeah, I would love that. So hopefully we'll see that. But we'll have to see because she is in a qualifying match next week,
Good.
which I thought was a little bit early,
No, she's
but
one of
well,
those
she's been
people that
gone. She's been gone. So I'm just saying because then they have like I don't remember who else is in it. Piper Niven was like Shayna Baszler in it. I don't remember, but I don't know.